Okay, first of all, I forgot to do the disclaimer in the last one. I'm not a doctor. This is not intended to be medical advice. I'm just passing along my experience. Second of all, I despise vanity and I hate showing off, so I intentionally made the picture look pretty much as goofy as possible. So that's why it's a Vitruvian man pose with a freaking bucket on my head. But um, I one of the reasons why I want to make this while I'm doing this channel is so that I can try to help people and share information and experience and all that. And in case it helps anybody, I just wanted to kind of share my general habits and protocol and what I eat, what I do for exercise, what I supplement with. Um, Pretty much everything I do is for mental health reasons and kind of a little bit of anti-aging, I guess. I'm 36. I'm starting to get up there, but so let's start with the exercise. That's probably the easiest thing. I exercise a lot. Um, I don't always have that much time to do long sessions, but I generally either go to the gym and lift a little bit and do a little or a lot of cardio. I do jujitsu. I go on walks with my son. I run a lot. I mean, that's cardio as well. Um, the rest of the time when I'm working, I'm pretty much sitting driving a car and that kind of thing. So pretty much all the physical activity I get is on my own time. But I'm not always able to spend that much time in the gym. But when I do, if I don't have a lot of time, I'm pretty efficient. Even when I do have time, I'm pretty efficient. And for as far as what I do with lifting, I do almost the same thing every time I go. If I lift multiple days in a row, I'll kind of go heavy one day, light the other day. I generally only do big, functional compound lifts like bench press, squat, um, kind of the pull downs, or I do a lot of pull ups too. Um, so I don't do any isolation exercises at all, like no curls, no tricep extensions. And the only back stuff I do is the pull ups and sometimes the forward to back, um, back exercise. I'm not sure what it's called, but so I do those either two sets of 12 or three sets of 12 and do some ab stuff like side ab, lower ab, upper ab. Abs I do every day that I lift. Um, I do some amount of cardio every day. I've been running for a really long time, so I really like running. When I do run, it's usually 2 miles plus at like a 7 to 9 minute pace. I do a similar intensity workout on the elliptical machine because running for 20 years, my knees are kind of starting to go. Um, they're giving me problems. So, but I always do cardio after doing the lifting. And when I am lifting, I do the set. I do one set of 12, and then I get up and I walk around for like a minute to a minute and a half. Sit my ass back down and do 12 more reps, and then clean off the machine, or repeat. Just walk around for a minute, go back if I'm doing 3 sets, and I spend as little time sitting down as possible. Now, sometimes if I have a lot of time, I'll take my time and kind of stroll on my little walk between sets. If I'm in a rush, I'll kind of power walk, and that's generally when I do 2 sets. Um, but I pretty much do those like the same 5 or 6 exercises every time I lift, and then I do a little bit of cardio. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes, sometimes it's like 25, 30. Like today I ran like 3.25 miles. It took me about 31 minutes. Um, and then, I mean, some days I'll only do the gym, some days I'll do the gym and jujitsu, some days I'll just do jujitsu. But pretty much I do something every day, even if it's, and I don't take many off days, but if it is an off day, I'll still like go for a walk or something, which is like something I do with my son. Like he'll or like ride a scooter for a little while, and we'll go for a walk in the woods, kind of thing. So that covers exercise. Now eating is pretty simple. I've been intermittent fasting for a pretty long time at this point, probably like 6 months. Most of the time, I eat once a day. I eat more or less whatever I want. Although I try to eat high protein, I try to eat like a couple eggs, and some chicken or some kind of meat, and then you know some vegetables. I'm not so great about the vegetables, but a lot of times I have pizza. A lot of times, stuff like that. I'll have like some cinnamon raisin toast. Um, I'll have a donut. I'll like basically it's different. Like I consciously try to eat a little bit healthier, but sometimes I'll have some sweet stuff. But for the most part, once a day at bedtime. If not, I'll have almost all the time. If I eat during the day, it'll be around between 2 and 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock, and it'll pretty much exclusively be some fruit and some peanuts or almonds, maybe a little bit of milk or like a protein shake, some combination of that. And then I won't eat again until bedtime. Um, I drink a good amount throughout the day. I usually go for um, like sugar free stuff like diet green tea. I drink more energy drinks than I should, but stuff with artificial sweeteners, and I know that there are some long term minor health risks associated with that. I'm trying to work on it, but basically no calories other than those two times that I mentioned when eating. And so supplementation is also fairly simple. I take a multivitamin every day. I take fish oil every day. I take ashwagandha every day, and I've been doing all those three things for a couple years at this point, probably like 2 years. Um, I've been taking the recommended dosage of a ashwagandha supplement that I buy that's got 600 milligrams of um, KSM 66 and a little bit of raw ashwagandha powder. I just started experimenting with a higher dose a couple days ago, so we'll see how that goes. But I know ashwagandha is known for keeping a healthier level of testosterone. It'll raise your testosterone level, ever so slightly. It's been pretty. There have been some pretty good studies showing that, but I'd like to think it works. I mean, my energy level is pretty good. Um, I'm definitely building muscle mass. Testosterone is uh, kind of implicated in keeping a lower body fat percentage. My body fat percentage is pretty low. Um, and I mean, overall, I feel pretty good, and I'm sure the ashwagandha has something to do with that. Um, I take magnesium. I've been taking magnesium glycinate for 6 to 9 months. Helps with sleep, but that's not really what this is about. And what other? That's about it. For the relevant supplements. I drink a lot of caffeine. I kind of mentioned I take L-theanine with it, which kind of helps not potentiate, but it's synergistic with the caffeine. They work well in tandem with one another. But I'm sure my high caffeine intake increases my metabolism a little bit, and but I've always tended to. I seem to have a pretty fast metabolism that hasn't seemed to slow down, even though I'm getting a little bit older. But that's about the gist of it. I do my best to sleep about 8 hours a night because that's very important as well. But just sharing information. A lot of what this channel is about is sharing information, and you know, like I said, my motivations for doing what I do are mostly mental health related and just general health related. I don't care what I look like. It's not about looking pretty, but I just wanted to, in case this will help somebody, in case anybody will get something from this information, and can learn something, or, get inspired to try something from what I've done. I just wanted to share what I do. Please come at me with questions. I'll do my best to answer. Suggestions, I'll take those as well. But again, just sharing information in the hopes that it helps somebody else. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.